So the question is, are you ready to meet your God? If you're an atheist, I challenge you to tell me where you get a conscious mind from the unconscious. If you're an atheist, I challenge you to tell me, you give me some hope to a dying man. If you're an atheist, I challenge you to tell me how you get a universe from nothing. If you're an atheist, I challenge you to tell me this one thing. Why is it that since atheism has risen by 60%, the rate of suicide has also risen in this land? Answer me that if you're an atheist. Someone answer it, please. Sorry? Yeah, that's. Thank you for your intelligent response, my friend. Okay, but that's the question we all need to ask. Why is it? Why is it that atheism has risen? May I say something controversial now? When your grandparents were teenagers, let me ask you this: were there more or less suicides than there are today? So when your grandparents were young, do you think the rate of suicide has increased or decreased? Well, if we're honest, there's a lot more suicides today, isn't there? A lot more. Why is that? Our kids, they go into the science lessons and they're told, oh, you're just an animal, you're just an accident. They go into the physics lesson, oh, you came from an explosion. And all of our kids are walking around saying, is there any meaning? Is there any purpose? Does anybody love me? Atheism is killing our children. I'm sorry, I've been silent for long enough, but it is. Atheism is ruining our society. Killing our children. I'm sorry, I've been silent for long enough, but it is. Atheism is ruining our society. It's destroying our society. And Brian Cox and Richard Dawkins, they might look like nice, educated people, but they're spewing out rubbish. Sorry? But they're spewing out rubbish to the masses. Millions of people are hearing this, that there's no God and that no one loves them. What happened to the days when you used to be taught in schools that God loved you, that he sent his son Jesus to die on a cross? Do you know what the difference is between an atheist and a Christian? Okay, I'm a Christian now, and I believe that God created the world, that he loves you, that he put purpose and value in every single one of your life, and he sent Jesus to die on a cross. But the atheist believes that everything came from nothing, that there's no value, there's no purpose. And if you take that to its logical conclusion, well, the logical thing is that the dog mug that you slept on last week is just as valuable as the person that's staring back at you in the mirror every day. All that being aside now, I'm going to say something a little bit embarrassing in public now, okay? Have a good look at this man in front of you now. Everyone look at me, okay? Do you think that this person in front of you has ever had deeply suicidal views? What do you think? I have. And I'm saying to you that I have had those thoughts, but I believe I've got the answer here. Give me 2 minutes of your time to speak about this man, because if you can't do that, then I'm right all along that you do not want to think about this man Jesus. 2 minutes of your time. Okay, I'm married, I've got a wife, right? I love my wife to pieces, but do you think that I've ever made my wife cry? What do you think? Do you think I've ever made my wife cry? I have, okay? Now let me ask you a question. Have you ever made another person on planet Earth cry? Have you hurt someone? So if I say that I'm a sinner, and I say that you're a sinner, would you be able to agree with that? You see these fists here? What do you think? Do you think these fists have ever hit anyone before? What do you think? Okay, they have, okay? These eyes, do you think these eyes have ever looked at anything they shouldn't have? What do you think? They have, but now ask me this. Am I going to heaven? I am, I'll tell you why. There's only 2 types of people that get to heaven. Perfect people and forgiven people. Now is anyone going by perfect? But not are we, but every single one of us can be forgiven. Why? Because 2,000 years ago, the Son of God, Jesus Christ, came into this world. You know they beat him, don't you? They spat on him. They put a crown of thorns on his head and they nailed him to a cross. He hung there, dying there on that cross so that you could be forgiven. Because the Bible says, without the shedding of blood, there can be no forgiveness of sins. And without Jesus, none of us have any hope beyond the grave. And that same Jesus rose from the grave. I hope you can see this. I'm not your enemy. This street preacher, we hear street preachers a lot and they annoy people, but this street preacher is not your enemy. He's your friend. And as a friend, let me put one final challenge out. I want to speak to the atheist atheist for one moment now. I'm going to finish in 1 minute time. One final challenge to the atheist, to the skeptic. What would you think of me now if I said to you, Harry Potter is a terrible book? What would you think of me? If I said Harry Potter is the worst book in the world, what would you think of me? You'd agree, okay? What if I said Harry Potter is a terrible book, but I've never read it before? What would you think of me then? We'd say read it first and then make a judgment. Please don't ever say the Bible's a load of rubbish without reading it first. And right now, in front of you, I'm going to offer you a portion of the Bible for free. If anyone wants it, come and take it from my hand. May God richly bless you all. God bless you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.